I never really had an idea and wanted to put things on YouTube. My friend filmed me playing a song we liked one day, and she put it up for me, and we checked back 2 weeks later and it had a load of views, and I just kind of kept it up and started putting up my own songs. After uploading to YouTube and MySpace and Twitter and Facebook and sharing my music around, I kind of started working with a manager. We set up a little label ourselves to release our music from. I was getting requested to play in like loads of different cities just because everything I'd done was online. It wasn't like I'd gigged around my hometown, which is Bath, and then made a Bath fan base. I basically gigged on the internet and everyone was all over the place. So we thought we'd just put the whole tour on sale just to see how it would happen. It sold out, and we kind of realised it would work in the real world as well, not just online. We'd always have a piano in our house. I'd never really touched it, I don't know why. And then I just kind of did one day, and I think I was about 12, and I just taught myself from there. I'd only ever written, and then when I got a piano and I kind of started teaching myself the guitar, I realised that I could put the two together, and that's how I started writing songs. But obviously internet wasn't a big thing then. We'd only really had the radio or records and kind of tapes and CDs, and my dad had a load of like live Bruce Springsteen videos, and I remember watching that actually and thinking that I really wanted to do that. And my mum had always played Karen Carpenter and Nick Drake, so I grew up listening to a lot of that. I'm a big fan of the John Lewis ads, but I never thought I'd do it at this point in my career, like so early on. I actually got added on very late. I never kind of got asked straight away. 2 days before the deadline they said I could have a go if I want to, but it was nothing major, and I did it, handed it in 2 days later, and they chose it. I don't have a TV, so I couldn't switch on the TV and see it, but I FaceTimed my mum and saw it. She was crying. I just write about things that have happened to me. I guess where I've come from and where I used to live, and everything that's kind of happened has kind of made my music sound like what it does sound like. It's always based around an instrument. I've always written on either the guitar or the piano, but I've kind of gotten really into big string sections and really kind of melodic kind of parts and drums, and it's kind of a lot of everything. There's a bit of rock and there's a bit of folk and a bit of soul. My debut album's called English Rain. We did the shoot for the artwork with kind of black and white theme with something in colour, so we used multicoloured umbrellas and balloons and flowers, and I realised I had a lyric in my song with English Rain in it, and I kind of realised it went together. But then we were kind of recording all the kind of the string sections and the orchestras and all the big beautiful bands. It had this wartime English feel to it, and it just all fitted together. I wrote Please Don't Say You Love Me with my friend Nick. I actually went to his house the night before we were writing, and I just said, I don't want to write about me tomorrow. And we were watching 500 Days of Summer, and I was like, let's write about that situation. And I'd known it had happened to a few of my friends, and it's kind of something that you don't realise has happened to a lot of people. It's a bit weird that I've done 7 tours, but this kind of feels like it's the first big one. I'm getting to go to a few places I've never been before. I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to kind of releasing my own song after releasing a cover, and I'm really grateful for that cover because it's kind of reached to an audience that I would never have been able to reach to, but I'd like to kind of show them what I do, and just kind of focus on touring and finishing off my album and just continuing to kind of make things bigger.